She is a three-time National Coach of the Year in her 15th season at the helm of one of the nation's fastest rising programs. Kirsten Bernthal Booth of Creighton is our guest. Coach, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on the weekend.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
How has the standard that you've set at Creighton in your schedule, how does that help you on the stage that you were on Saturday night at number 3 Washington?
Well, I think fortunately we have a pretty veteran team, and so them being in front of big crowds is exciting, and they kind of embrace that. So there was not an intimidation factor, and you know, it is nice that we return a lot of starters, as does Washington, and it was, I think, for a first weekend match, it was pretty high level. I think both teams have lots of areas that they marked down that we need to continue to improve, and we understand that it's one match, but it was a good way to get started.
We're talking with Coach Kirsten Bernthal Booth of Creighton, and Coach, Marissa Wilkinson has been so key to your success, but in talking with people around your program, they say the accolades don't always necessarily show for it. What is it about her that makes her so special now in her senior campaign, the key for you to go even further this year?
Well, Marissa's gotten better every year that she's been here, so that's great. And I can tell you, I did not anticipate that she would play as a freshman. We had an injury, I think, the first weekend or maybe the second weekend of her freshman year, and she hasn't come off the court since. But she's continued to progress. She is a player that never has a bad night. She has some exemplary nights, but she never has a bad night. She, you know, some players, if they get blocked early, they can get a little heady. She's, you know, a mental titan. And then what she's done in the off season as far as just increasing her vertical's gone up 7 inches while she's been here. And, you know, you can see it on the court. She's so explosive and strong. And then she's just such a great young woman, so it's really fun to see her have success, and I hope it continues. She deserves it.
Coach Marissa, one of many key pieces for your team this year, and you even said it yourself earlier in this interview, maybe the expectations are raised for this Creighton team. Are you guys out in the open that the Final Four is the destination after getting to a Sweet 16 2 years ago and an Elite 8 last year?
Well, I think we understand in volleyball there's a lot of pieces to getting there. You know, we only seed 16 teams, and then it's regional. So it's not a, you know, a 64-team draw, things along, you know, I mean, it's 64 teams, but not 64 teams seeded. So a lot of things play into that. I mean, there's no question that this team thinks that they can compete with anyone in the country. So they've set some pretty high goals, but we're really not focused on that right now. It's, you know, again, we're focused on getting better, and then we'll take it, you know, we want to make the postseason. It's not a given that you make the NCAA tournament. And then when we get there, you know, obviously we hope we play well and take it one match at a time.
Coach, I think our only regret for Labor Day weekend is that we're not going to be there with you, because we hear Omaha's the place to be this weekend, right?
You know, I've said this to a lot of our local media. If you are a volleyball fan, you know, arguably this is going to be the best tournament in the country with 4 teams either receiving votes or in the top 25. It should be quite an atmosphere. So I'm even encouraging people that aren't Creighton fans to come out, and hopefully we can change their mind and put them in blue in the long term.
Awesome.
Her Bluejays are the story of the NCAA volleyball world. Coach Bernthal Booth, thanks so much for joining us.
I appreciate you having me on.